Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 10 of Getting Better at Stand-Up. We have hit double digits. There is no turning back now. That is awesome. I'm actually super excited about that. Today we are watching a set from 7Cs. This is an older set now. This is like a month old, or maybe 2 weeks. This is the third time I've recorded watching this set. I have watched this set 3 times now. I accidentally deleted it for the second time, so let's not do that again. Yeah, we're watching a 7C set. Am I excited to watch this set? Not really. I enjoy doing sets at 7C. Probably my favorite place to do stand-up besides Villain. But for different reasons. 7Cs, I feel like I can do anything. I feel like I can say anything. I feel like I can be experimental, and maybe it doesn't work, but it's fun. Villain theater, always a good crowd, always a crowd that wants to laugh, and it's always a solid amount of people. Experimentation, I experiment there, but I don't really experiment with like controversial stuff, so I'm good. I took my shoes off. I'll be talking about that on the video of watching the set, but I just need to let it out. I took my shoes off yesterday on stage, thinking it would be funny and quirky. No, it didn't. No, it didn't go well. That was a bomb right there. That was a really bad watch for me. That was fucking miserable. That'll be in like fucking 6 weeks. You'll see that video. So, like and subscribe. Turn that bell on. All right. I want to keep talking, but I think we should get into the video. So let me get this shit started.
Ashvin Singal, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Judging by the applause, that guy's got a future. All right. Miles, I'm going to fuck up your last name.
All right, he's doing my last name. This is good. I like this.
Let's try it. Come on, guess it. W.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this next comic coming to the stage. He's a friend of the C's.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Thank you. And now he's a friend of yours. Put your hands together.
Here I come.
For Miles Whitaker.
Oh my God.
My name is Miles Watkins, and it's funny that you say Whitaker because that's actually an inside joke with my friends.
I don't know
All
why
right,
I
let's
added that
bomb.
part. I didn't need to add
Let's
that.
have some fun. Got any white boys?
Oh, yeah.
No one asked.
Gringo primero.
Let's see what I wrote here. I literally just wrote coffee mugs. Let's go off on coffee mugs. I hate coffee mugs. So many people have coffee mugs. I don't find the use in them. And there's so many misshaped ones, like Hello Kitty head ones. How do you drink that? Like, I always imagined a coffee mug as a comforting item. You know, it's always warm. You bring it close to you. Maybe you're drinking tea. Maybe you're using it to wake up. But imagine you're, like, in the forest, trudging through the forest. You're lost. You see smoke coming from a cabin. Finally, refuge. You run in, knock on the door. And they're like, oh, sit down, sit down. And they just pull out, like, I'm trying to think of a funny joke here. They pull out like an Epcot bowl shaped mug and they give it to you. I don't know. Just thought of it now. Improv. Fist me. There we go. How about a list of things that would dominate in a mosh pit? Broken glass. A lion. A homeless guy with long toenails and no shoes on. What else? This is improv here. What else? That's all I got, I guess.
Talk about the toenails more.
Talk about toenails more. Dude, I still bite my fingernails. And when I was younger, this is gross. There's no punchline to this. I used to, like, acrobatic, bite my toes, and eat it. And I think that's why I'm immune to everything.
Not bad.
I barely get sick, and my friends always throughout my life, whenever we get sick, you never get sick. And I just tell them, I ate my boogers until I was 16 years old.
There was a
I didn't grow out of
punchline.
that habit. I mean, now I did. Maybe not. I don't know. Don't catch me when you park next to me. What's this say? Why is every lizard suicidal? That's a real thing. I feel like whenever I was a kid and I'd ride my bike or skateboard on the sidewalk, they were always just playing chicken, testing the waters, if they could just end it all. Yeah, I wrote down toe rings. Who is wearing toe rings? Who is wearing toe rings? And I wrote down toe rings = Daytona Beach. Butter knives should not exist. That's what I wrote there. I feel like butter knives are for people, either you're wealthy or you're just not creative. Just use a regular knife. Not funny. Okay, noted. I learned how to read when I was 14. That's just a fun fact.
Heavy breathing, bro. Calm down on the breathing. Fuck.
I wrote down my favorite Muppets.
You didn't
I
need
don't
to
know.
say that. Okay,
I wanted
now
to
you're
try
just
crowd
milking the
work. I've
time.
never done crowd work before, but I feel like this isn't the best bet. There's a guy with poor posture. There we go. There's one.
Sam, get up.
He's like 6'7".
You go, fuck you up.
Let's see what I got here. I probably have like 20 minutes left. Oh, here's a stupid story. We're gonna end it here. One day I was sitting with my father, and he asked me if I could teach him how to play with Pokemon cards. So I said yes, of course. Let's try it out. I was like 12 years old, and we lay out the Pokemon cards. We're sitting there. I haven't seen my dad in a while because he would come to the house every weekend. And I had an iPad, a little racy, a 13-year-old boy going through puberty with an iPad. Not the best bet. So my mom goes stomping down the stairs and throws the iPad on the table. And what is shown but a screenshot of an edited photo of Emma Watson's face on
Love you,
a
Mom.
woman washing a car. She was wearing a bikini, no nipple, not even butt out. Just an edited photo of Emma Watson's face. And my mom started crying, looked at me in the eyes, and said, "What did I do wrong?" And now I'm like, oh shit. So my mom runs up the stairs, crying, devastated, disappointment. All of those emotions
Okay,
are just
repeating
taking
yourself.
the air. And my dad is trying to like comfort her, and I just hear her through the bedroom door crying, being like, "What did I do? How could this happen?" My dad goes down the stairs and he's like, "Hey man, like, you shouldn't be looking at that stuff." And me, I feel like I just killed our dog. Like it felt so strong. Like I felt like I did like the worst atrocity. And my dad was like, "Oh, let's go for a walk." We went for a walk. We talked about it. And then at the end of the day, it was like 1 a.m. My mom didn't talk to me, by the way, for a month. She couldn't make eye contact with me. It was horrible. It's really quiet now. I like that.
Was that good to acknowledge
But
it?
now,
Probably not.
my dad and I, it's like 1 a.m. We're sitting in front of the TV. He's playing video games. And
What's he playing?
he's playing Madden, like 2010 or something like that. And
You're fucking picking. Damn.
he's like, "Oh, you shouldn't look at that stuff." And I was like, "Well, Dad, at least you know I'm not gay." That was my first attempt of a joke to my dad. "At least you know I'm not gay." My dad genuinely, sincerely turned to me and said, "Well, it's okay if you are." All right, I'm just gonna end it there, guys. Thank you.
Wow. All right. Thank you, Zach Newford, for that.
Miles Whitaker.
All right, so
Miles.
we got some notes here. Some notes. I remember getting off of this set and thinking I did such a good job. I remember I was so proud of myself. I was like, that was incredible. And it's because the time before that, it was Thank You, Miami, and I did very bad. So in comparison, I did do better. I think my confidence was kind of there. I was super distracted by the people talking in the corner at the bar. But honestly, like, I was thinking, I remember watching this the first 2 times, being like, oh, I should have said something. Like, I should have acknowledged it. I think if I did acknowledge it, it would have had to been something like, hey, what are you guys talking about? Like something, like not passive aggressive, but something that wouldn't come off like a dick thing, because they go to a bar not for stand-up, just to hang out, and there's stand-up there. They probably don't want to sit outside because it's raining or it's hot. So the fact that they're talking is whatever. I kind of wish it was quiet, but that doesn't matter. I was super distracted by it, but I kept trudging through. Too much notebook. I'm kind of slowly growing out of using the notebook. Before, I didn't use a notebook, and now I've kind of relied on it for reference of where I want to go. And I think it takes a lot of the professionality feeling of my set away. And it's not appealing. The 2 guys that were actually talking, I talked to them afterwards, like in just conversation. We were just talking, and that's what a conversation is. You're talking to another person. And they were like, oh, we thought you were good, but we kept just losing track because it was distracting on how much you're relying on your notebook. And in the moment, I was kind of offended. I was like, what? Like, it was a new set. Like, I did a bunch of new stuff. Like, they don't understand what I'm going through. Like, they don't understand what to do as a comedian and an entertainer. But now reflecting on it, like, they are right, you know? Like, it is good to not rely on that, even if you are trying out new stuff. I wrote down some opinions on each bit. I haven't done that before. I've just kind of, like, put all of the set into one thing and just judged that. But white jokes, I went up and I was just like, hey, I'm a white guy, something like that. I've been told a lot that I need to take advantage of my whiteness and make jokes about being white more. But I don't know. I think it's good to do that for the local scene, you know, for the Miami scene, for the like Hispanic scene. And maybe to like attempt to get booked more, that's probably a good idea. But for a national sense, for a even maybe one day global sense of doing stand-up, I don't think that is the best investment. But I know a lot of people that do like, oh, I'm Hispanic and this, but it's relatable because everybody in the crowd is Hispanic or grew up around Hispanic people. A lot of women that do sets, like I realized this, like a lot of women that do comedy mainly make jokes about like more vulgar jokes. I guess that's honestly everybody. Like, I wouldn't say just women. Obviously, it's a different kind of vulgar because like it sticks out more when they're like, I watch porn and I masturbate. Yeah, I guess. But I think everybody does that. I tried doing that. Like, I made some bits. I tried to do my own twist on it. But it's not really my thing. Wow, I'm probably going to cut this whole ramble out. That was stupid. Zach Newford laughing. That always makes me feel all warm and cuddly inside. I at first was like, I would hear his laughter and think like, oh, that means I'm doing good. But I realized that when I hear his laugh, it is dangerous. That is a bad laugh to hear because when he laughs, it's because he's like, oh, he's bombing and it's funny, you know? Like when I took my shoe off at Villain yesterday, I knew it wasn't funny once I heard his cackle all the way in the back and followed with complete silence. I love that guy. Anyway, the people talking, talked about that. The notebook bit, or the mug bit. The mug bit, too much build up. It was a funny little improvisational thing, but the ending of it wasn't good. I think there is potential for that. Maybe if it goes to like people that collect mugs or hoarders or something. I don't know. Because like I think having more than 4 mugs is way too much. I don't really drink coffee like that. I mean, now I drink coffee. But I don't drink coffee out of a mug. I don't drink tea out of a mug. I don't find the need for a mug. I'm not a mug guy. If I lived in my own house, I wouldn't have a mug. But I like the build-up. I like the joke of, like, you're lost and you find refuge and you're in someone's house and it's comfortable, it's nice, and they just hand you, like, a big Epcot Ball mug or a big Hello Kitty mug. Like, something that's just, like, completely unnecessary. I think that's funny, but it needs work. I don't know if that's going to go in my big set. The mosh pit. I like the slow pace. I like the spaces in between. It's a simple joke. I like jokes like this. I do this a lot for my like social media stuff where it's a joke, but the joke is just a list of things. Like things that would dominate a mosh pit and then just listing 5 things. I need to organize which one's the funniest and end it with the funniest one, you know? And maybe like make a punchline at the end. Like I've never been to a concert, so I don't know what's allowed. Maybe something like that. So add more texture. Maybe talk about a story before about seeing a mosh pit for the first time. There's a lot to milk in that. Toenails, not bad improvisational story. I don't think it's that funny. I'm probably not going to put that in the set for Saturday. I might put the mosh pit one. We'll see if I need to fill in like a minute. Then I'll put that in there. The lizard bit, I was working on something, but I'm going to be completely honest with you. That is not an original thought. I got that thought from the Let's Players Game Grumps. They do a lot of like, it's like a podcast while they're playing a video game. And they talked about that, like, oh, whenever I'd ride my bike, there would always be lizards, like, running past. And that is true. I've always experienced that living in Florida. There are a lot of lizards, and I feel like they would always do that. I'm going to scrap that bit because it's not mine, and it's also not funny. If I made it my own, but I honestly kind of just do what Aaron Hansa did verbatim, and I don't think that's good. I thought writing it down would make it where I could do it on set, like as on my set, and just like build off of it, but I just ended up repeating it, and I do not appreciate that. Toe rings, there is something there. I've done it a few times now. There is something there. People always laugh when I mention toe rings, and I really don't like toe rings, so there's something there. Too much of looking at my notebook, yes. Now when I do notes, it's one word, and it's like a sheet just so I can be like, okay, that bit, now that bit. That bit, now that bit. Like transitional notes. Savage, the guy that I said had bad posture, that is Randy Savage. I think that's his name. Or is that a porn star? I don't know. He's a trumpet player, a trombone player. Incredible guy. I see him like once a month, and it is an absolute pleasure seeing him. I really, really like him. He's this big, warm, cuddly soul, and making fun of him, he likes it. He does sets. He makes fun of himself. He makes fun of you. He's a funny guy and an incredible musician, but that's moving on from that. I just wrote down, noticing that I'm very bad here. Yeah. I thought I did a lot better when I did it after, but I'm realizing now that I'm progressing, I see how bad I was, even just 2 weeks ago. Eric told me this yesterday. He's told me twice now that he's proud of me, and that is very genuine. It felt super genuine. It didn't feel like he was just saying that just to like be like putting smoke up my ass or something. Like when he tells me that he's proud of me, like he said it with the most genuine. Like I'll talk about it more on the villain set, but and we'll see what he was proud of because I don't remember that being good. The iPad story, that one is good. The punchline is weak. I need to end the story where it feels like, oh my gosh, she just ended it, and that was such an explosive ending. I don't know. How could I end that? I wasn't allowed to use my iPad, obviously. The next night, we were as a family. My mom was working, and when she got back home, we put a movie on as a family. We're eating frozen pizza, and we were watching Brother Bear, and I remember my mom didn't look at the television the entire time. She was wearing her scrubs, and she wasn't acknowledging anything or anybody. She ignored me for a month. She ignored me for a month, and it was bad. But how could I end that story? I don't know. Work on ending. I'm going to start rating the sets 1 through 10. I'm not going to do 0 points. I'm just going to 1.5 or whatever. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep it solid numbers. I'm going to give that a good 4 out of 10. I feel like it was a super educational set. I learned a lot about performance. I learned a lot about ignoring distractions in that. And pacing. I learned a lot from mistakes I made in this set. So I think that's a solid 4. Well, it's a 10 out of 10 just because I learned. But if I got paid for that, that would have been a 4 out of 10 because that was shit. But it was an open mic, so it's always a 10 out of 10. Keep doing your stuff, guys. That was such a fucking YouTube thing. Keep doing your stuff, guys. I really I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. I'm going to do a quick little shout out. Zach Newford, you're the GOAT. Fun Dip, you're also the GOAT. Lodi, you're the GOAT. Steven, you're the GOAT. Everybody watching these videos, thank you very much. I will see you guys next set. Kiss emoji. Mwah.